Say it.
Yeah, and he interrupted it for Ukraine.
But what
or
did
something.
did I miss anything important? Because the war is still going on, unless he's saying the war is ended.
No, he's saying
so.
That
Why give us an update like that?
He wants everybody to know that we're sticking with Ukraine.
We're still on our plan to make sure that this ruthless leadership in Russia
and that we keep giving money to Ukraine
and doesn't take over, and that he's justifying for how much we've been involved with them. Now, I'm surprised nobody said he's gone to Poland for this whole Ukraine thing, but he didn't even go to the border when he was down in Arizona.
You won't see him near the border.
That's wrong.
Have you seen him near the border since he's been president?
But you're going to fly to Poland.
He's not going anywhere near that border.
I tell you.
So that's in the news.
So I agree with that when people do say our home comes first.
DeBrat is in the news.
Yeah.
Because she's pregnant.
I didn't realize how old she was.
Yeah, 48. And who else is in the news? Michael B. Jordan is in the news with his Creed.
He's promoting that movie.
Right.
And the guy that's playing opposite of him, he's been in a few movies now.
So if you notice, we switch sides again. So we back at the other side. But we have a new table, right? A new table and new chairs, and Lenora has literally cracked them in.
Why you say cracked them in?
Because you sat on the chair.
You guys would think she would crack them in. She's trying to be funny.
You sat on the chair.
Why when you sit on them, they make a noise?
She sat on the chair.
Oh, because I'm heavier.
When they first put it together, when a friend of mine first put it together, and it cracked. It had a crack sound.
It was a squeaky noise. Think about it, you guys. When you're putting something together, and you put it up, and this is the first time somebody sits in it, so it's breaking in.
Right. So when I sat,
it's not like, oh my God, is it breaking?
So when I sat in the chair for the first time,
a chair,
it didn't do that crack.
There's at least 4 of them.
Right. So you got the chair that cracked.
And I think you were more concerned that yours didn't.
Right.
That's why you was like, you sat down probably real slow, didn't
you? So then now you just leaned back and it cracked again.
I don't think nobody sat in this chair.
Okay.
So when we were breaking,
so you breaking all the new chairs in it, I guess. All right.
My cousin broke that one in.
Okay.
And the only thing with this one, I leaned back and I heard a little crack noise.
Okay.
And I don't hear it no more.
So
like I said,
all right,
it's brand new chair.
So she's breaking all the chairs in. Emerald says, "Hi, ladies."
Hey.
All right, so it's not a lot of news today, but let's talk about what you're going to start off with, which is that crazy nut job. Marjorie, is it Marjorie Ma or Marguerite?
Is it right there?
Margaret. Mama said they pronounce it different.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know what Mama talking about.
Okay.
All right, well, the nut job, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And you say the nut job, so it don't even matter what her name is.
I don't even call her name.
If you say nut job, the Representative Nut Job, it may be between her and Santos.
It's a lot of nut jobs.
There's a lot of nut jobs in the whole.
Oh no, because I say giant head man for Gats.
Oh yeah, he has the. Big,
he look like
one of the Osmond brothers, don't he? With the big
and I say crazy lady is Marjorie, and then talk too much is Ortiz.
Yeah,
but go ahead. What's going on with her?
Apparently, she's made some comments about she's calling for national divorce. Okay,
what is that?
Of red and blue states, like separating.
Oh, well, people been saying that.
From each other. A lot of people off and on have been saying that.
Texas has been one to separate.
I don't think you guys, that's a good idea.
So she wants.
For now. We don't know about future.
What is she saying? What does that
Georgia.
mean?
And they were like, of all states, your state lost 2 Republicans.
But what is she, when she says separate, is she saying another government? What is she talking about?
I'm thinking that's probably along the lines of what she's saying. I didn't get the details of what she's saying. I don't even know if they have a video. You want to see?
Yeah, because you saying that, but we don't know what she's saying.
Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of banging the Civil War drums on social media. Yesterday she tweeted, quote, "We need a national divorce. We need to separate by red states and blue states and shrink the federal government." A little later, she tweeted that, quote, "A national divorce is not the same as a civil war." But truthfully, isn't that how the Civil War started with states?
She's such an idiot.
The states wanted to separate from each other.
See what I said, that she's an idiot?
And even any reference to the Civil War, we all know why the Civil War was in place.
And then what is she talking about?
To end slavery.
When she says red states versus the blue states or whatever.
And she's in a state, her state is becoming purple. because she's in Georgia.
Yeah, so where's she gonna go?
I don't know, because Sonny was like, would that mean that I would have to be a part of her? She'll be representing me.
And if there's a national disaster,
thank you.
They what do? They all come together and do something?
I don't know, because they were talking about in numbers, percentage wise, that there are a number of red states that are currently having government assistance.
She's just an idiot.
Right now, it doesn't make sense to even talk about that.
Texas wanted to have their own power grid.
Right.
They did not want to be part of the federal government's power grid.
And look
we saw what happened to them when the ice storm came, didn't it?
Yeah, because they wanted their own.
And their power grid went out.
Yeah.
And people was starving and dying. It was only an ice storm.
Right. Thank you.
They couldn't even handle an ice storm.
Real simple. So Marjorie always makes really crazy comments like that.
And these red states that she's talking about are, what are they? A lot of them are country hick states. So she's talking about Mississippi and Louisiana.
She's in Georgia.
No, what I'm saying is, so she's basically saying a civil war, the North against the South, because most of these red states are in the Bible Belt, which is the South.
Right.
So she's saying the North against the South. That's pretty much what she's saying.
She's
a bonehead.
She is, and she's in the South. So I don't know where she's going with this, but one of the things that Sarah said was the comments that some of the other people were making. One comment came out about, we don't need a divorce. We just need a counseling. We need like a marriage counseling. And they were just being funny because when you say divorce, people right away say, you're divorcing? Oh, did you get counseling? Because you want to talk it out first. So whatever. Well, the situation is that she's saying quickly divorce. There may be issues that our country, our government is having. Let's talk it out. Let's work through it.
Guess what the issues are?
What?
Them. The politicians.
Well,
the Congress, the Senate.
I don't know what you can do about that.
So if we really want to get technical, we really need to get rid of them. So if we get rid of them, give them you get 1 year. That's it.
Their term
you don't
gets
do
shorter.
Good, you out of there. Or revamp how they've been doing the districts so that they're not making black districts and white districts.
Right.
So mix the districts up so that you get a good view of how people think.
Was partly what Sarah was saying. That's called counseling. That's called working it through, work out the things that could be going on in the relationship, but don't do a divorce thing.
Right.
And you're going to do red states and blue states.
And is she even married?
I don't know. Is she married, Ma? Does she have a husband?
Who would marry her?
She never talks about her family. She never talks about it. She probably
probably afraid.
Her family is probably glad.
Let's see if this nut job is married.
If you got a knucklehead representing you as a family member, you kind of like on the down low.
Okay, so here we got Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband of 27 years files for divorce. That's why she wants a divorce. She's a nut job. She wants our country to reflect her stupid family.
Her marriage itself.
Oh, Perry Green, who wed Marjorie in August of 1995, claimed his marriage with her was irreconcilably broken.
So the
couple shared 3 children.
She has problems at the home front.
You big dummy.
Wow, I didn't even know.
Her divorce was finalized December 2022.
That's last year.
That's why she's on the whole divorce thing.
And that's why she's probably acting crazy.
And it says her husband filed for divorce. She didn't even have the balls to go and do it herself. He had to get away from her.
Left her
27 years.
She's crazy though. Maybe he's probably feeling like she's not the same woman that he married, because she just makes some really dumb comments. She's the conspiracy thing with the whole Jewish thing.
She's a nut.
She makes comments about I don't even want to go down
she's
the road.
She's a nut. She's a nut job. But the whole thing with the guns and the kids, the shooting, she was blaming them.
Right.
She's just a nut job.
Is she an election denier?
She's an election denier. I think that's why her husband divorced her.
Yeah.
He probably couldn't stand her.
She went too far this time.
So now she wants the country to reflect
red and blue states.
So she wants the country
divorce each other
to reflect her real life. which is her husband leaving her. So who should file? Should we file against them or they file against us?
I don't know.
She better hope I don't ever meet her.
And even with this whole Civil War thing, I mean, any reference to Civil War, do you understand what that war was about?
She's a nut job.
That was to actually end slavery. That was like really fighting
to unify the states.
Yes. What's wrong with people?
Wendy says, yo, beautiful ladies. Hey Wendy. All right, move on from this nut job. You got anything else to say about her?
No.
What do these people say about her? I love how Alyssa defended Marjorie and then called her a dumb bee in the same sentence. She called her a dumb bee? Wow.
I don't think she said a bee.
So refreshing when Joy is the moderator. I guess they don't like Whoopi, huh? This woman works in the Homeland Security Committee.
Yeah, he put her on the committee.
Someone please get her out of Congress immediately.
That's what Joy was saying. She's saying she's still on a committee.
Isn't it kind of naive for Sarah and Sonny to think politics will go back to working in a normal way again? Society and politics in this country have gone so far off the deep end, I can't see them coming back. I agree. Yeah. That's why I say you got to get rid of them. Yeah. It's too far.
It's those representatives, though, in politics.
Somebody said more red states benefit from the federal government through fiscal sharing.
That's what they said. They said at least 40%.
Okay.
A lot of these red states are benefiting from government assistance.
So to follow this nut job's thinking, those red states would fold.
Thank you.
It would be contrary. I just said that. These little country hick places like Mississippi and all of this. So you take federal, separate them from federal government. Mm-hmm. They're not going to get anything.
Mm-hmm. No.
SNAP goes away.
Yeah.
All of that goes away.
That goes away. See, she just, I think because of her messy divorce recently.
Yes.
That's in her. To want just to do everything, divorce everything.
I think there's a part of me that think, because remember, she loves Trump and she's a Trumpster. Mm-hmm. I think she don't believe this stuff she says. She just says it.
You think?
Yeah, she says it.
Nobody can be that crazy.
Because nobody's that dumb.
Right.
So I think she says things to be provocative, and she's trolling. She's trolling.
Do you think Santos is like that too?
No, Santos is a nut job for real. No, he's
for
real.
Kim said he's a nut job for real.
Yeah, he's really an idiot.
She's thinking that Marjorie Taylor is just
she's trolling. She wants you to talk about her, so she says these crazy things like Trump does.
Just far out there. Like, you know.
You think he didn't know he was holding that Bible upside down when he was in that thing?
Nah, I don't know about that, because I don't know if he even knows how to hold a Bible.
But think about it. Before he became president, we didn't say Trump was stupid.
No.
All of a sudden he becomes president and he's a buffoon.
Because as a businessman, well, we did talk about his failings as a businessman, like some of his hotels folding.
He's a hustler though.
Yeah.
We've always said he's a hustler.
Yeah.
But we've never called him a buffoon until he became president.
Yeah.
I think that's all for show. I really do. I think it's to take your attention away from one thing while something else is going on somewhere else.
Apparently it's working.
And it's working.
But they saying she's losing a lot of her what was it they were saying today, Ma? The people that she represents in the state where she's at.
Oh yeah,
she's losing them.
Yeah.
So they probably like
they done with the trolling.
I'm done with you, lady.
They done with the trolling.
Okay.
Kiki says, "Hello, sisters. I'm on and ready." Hey, Kiki.
Hey.
All right. Winter storm.
You were saying this. How deep is this?
What you need to know about this week's wild U.S. weather. It's supposed to get real bad.
Really?
A massive winter storm will blanket U.S. cities from coast to coast this week, even as it will feel like early summer in other parts of the country. More than 30 million people in 22 states were under winter weather alerts as of Tuesday, bracing for a mix of heavy snow, rain, and wind. The National Weather Service has warned the storm will be extremely disruptive to those in the affected areas. But unseasonably warm conditions are forecast for a million more Americans. So one part is going to be bad and one part is going to be good for everybody else.
Okay.
The National Weather says expects widespread travel disruptions in Delta, Southwest, United Airlines said any additional fees will be waived for travelers who may need to rebook flights in certain areas due to bad weather. Here's what we know. It's going to snow in California. Rare. It says rare snowfall in California. Mm-hmm. Winter weather alerts from California to Maine, with some areas expecting up to 3 feet of snow.
Wow,
and they're not used to that. That's what I'm saying. They're shut down.
They're shut down.
Rain, snow, and strong winds in the Northwest are now spreading southeast and could include Los Angeles and parts of Southwest California. So LA, get ready. Minnesota.
The weather, the thing with the weather though, it's like it's like a hit or miss. Mm-hmm. Even though it may be a major snowstorm, certain cities, certain states may get hit. It may like go straight up and miss some certain
It just
states.
depends.
So just be ready regardless.
Minnesota faces the likelihood of one of the city's top 3 snowfall events of all time.
Well, they usually get big anyway.
But this is of all time. As the snow sweeps east and intensifies, it will dump snow at a rate of up to 2 inches per hour in Minnesota. May receive as much as 25 inches of snowfall through Thursday.
Oh, gosh.
Blizzard warnings have also been issued in portions of Wyoming, Montana, South Dakota, and Iowa. Icy roads are concerned in other parts of the country. Freezing rain and severe thunderstorms predicted for Oklahoma to Ohio.
I was laughing because I told my sister I bought some new boots because my left foot got swollen, so my my shoe size is bigger. But it's funny because a part of me is like happy that I may get to wear them,
right?
And then another side of me is like,
this is the time to stay in. Don't try to be all out and all this weekend. It says what makes this week different is that we're seeing an intensification of the pattern, extreme weather events, and their growing intensity around the globe. I wonder if that balloon have anything to do with it, that Chinese balloon and all these things we've been shooting out of the sky. All of a sudden, we got the worst weather coming that we've ever seen.
I think it's global warming.
Right, well,
we've been saying about protecting our planet and just the weather's going to be, that's part of the problem with our weather and our earth and not taking care of it.
Well, remember, you heard it here first. If they tie this back to those things we've been shooting out in the sky or whatever, y'all will be like, Kim did say something. That might have something to do with it. I don't know.
I like those shoes.
I just know be careful. Kiki says, I read somewhere that Marla Taylor Greene actually does have a mental issue. Have you ladies heard about this? You know what? She might.
And that's probably why her husband left. Another crazy person. Because think about it, you guys. We're looking at Google and the information that her husband filed for divorce, and they finalized it last year.
So maybe she does.
Maybe he felt something wasn't right.
Okay, so everybody check your local weather. What's going to happen? Everybody's supposed to get crazy weather, and then some people it's going to be like summertime. They said. Our
personal goal is to fix our garage. We have a 2-car garage.
We want to clean it out.
We like to have both.
Organize it. Yeah, so both cars can be in there.
So
we'll see how that goes. And then we prep. So if we don't go out, we don't have to go out the house for a year. We good. I wouldn't want that to happen, but
no, that's scary to even talk about.
I know, isn't it? Now we wouldn't have water. I am missing a water catch system. So for those of you who prep, every home should have a water catch system, which is when it rains, something around your house outside should be catching that water.
When it's snowing.
No, I'm saying when it rains and stuff.
What do you do for the snow days when you can't come out?
If you have a water catching system all year round, you'll have enough water throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that's the one thing we are missing. It catches it and then it's already filtered in there. So your water will go down into this barrel or something and it filters.
Okay.
So you have water if you have to.
Wow.
And then for those of us who live here in the wintertime, it's always good to have something that produces heat. It's good if you have a fireplace and you have wood fireplace. You have a wood burning fireplace. But if you don't, you can get a wood burning stove. So either one.
Okay.
All right. But we'll check on that, Kiki, about her having mental issues. That's not far-fetched.
And that's kind of sad. We got representatives representing us that may have some mental concerns.
That's a lot of people that's crazy.
Then they should be tested as well, like what's Nikki Haley saying.
Right.
Everybody should be tested, not the age thing.
Yes, everybody. Okay, Boosie cancels his joint album with T.I. after Tip admits to snitching on dead cousin. All right, let me give you the whole backdrop on this. So everybody's been talking about snitching lately, right? Because of this whole YSL thing. The Georgia state's attorney and all of them, district attorney, and have really cracked down in Georgia, okay? They've made it to where they don't want no criminals. We don't want anybody running. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the letters. Don't worry about me.
We don't want anybody doing anything that's crazy or illegal.
Looking at what kind of music that is and what that image is in the middle.
Oh.
HNHH music. Is that his record label or something?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So Georgia has been cracking down on criminals and making sure that there are no criminals in Georgia. So they've been doing a lot, cracking down on racketeering and all these gangs and all this stuff. A lot of them are in the music industry. So Young Thug is one of the people. YSL is his group. And they say that's not just a record label. That is a whole criminal entity. It's not just a record label. Y'all running drugs,
Like
guns.
Suge.
Yeah, y'all killing people. Y'all doing all kind of stuff. Y'all not just rapping, right? So they hauled up a bunch of them, like 18 to 20 something guys, and they arrested all of them. They wanted Young Thug as the ringleader. So a lot of these guys start snitching. One of the guys that snitched is Gunna, who's a really famous rapper that's under YSL. So everybody's been talking about snitching. If you a snitcher, we don't talk to you. We don't do no records with you. We don't do nothing with you. So Boosie was on a show, and Boosie is one of them ones that I don't talk to snitches. Boochie, ma. Oh, like my cat Boochie.
It's not Boosie?
It's Boosie. You're right, Boosie.
It's Boosie, not Boochie.
It's Boosie. So Boosie was on this show, and he's one of those guys that's like, I don't deal with snitches. I don't record with them.
Takes it serious.
I'm not friends with them. I don't like snitches.
Okay.
I'm the same way. I don't like snitches. If you a civilian, that's not snitching. If you a regular person, if you a regular person like us, that's not snitching. If I see something, I'm gonna call them police.
Because you're not a part of it.
I'm not exactly.
Okay.
But if I'm breaking in the house with somebody and we are both criminals, the police show up, we run,
and you gonna talk,
and they tackle me, and you keep going. You're not supposed to snitch,
right? It was in there with them. So why would you even?
Or I'm not supposed to snitch. I'm sorry, I got tackled. I'm not supposed to say Lenora was there, Wendy was there, Kiki was there, Emerald was there. We all was there. No, you guys all got away.
So you can get a deal and not.
So I can get a deal and not go down. You're a snitcher.
Yeah.
Take your lumps and go to jail like everybody else. When you broke
it's almost like you get respect if you don't snitch.
Thank you. But now,
even when you go to
prison, they like, okay, he held out.
None. All right,
exactly.
We can trust you.
Exactly.
Even in here.
Exactly.
Okay.
But now, the way that the criminal system is, and these young guys, nobody cares about snitching anymore. All they care about is that they get out and they can go back to playing video games.
Every man for himself. Okay. That's sad, though.
So what happens?
It's almost like I have mixed feelings about
Emerald says, how dare you tell on me, Kim? I wouldn't tell on you. I said I'm not a snitch. I wouldn't snitch. Now, if I'm some Agnes lady that lives across the street, and then
I saw Kim and Emerald together,
I'm snitching on you because I'm not
and
part
that girl
of it.
Lenora.
Right. So Boosie was on this show, and he was, they asked him about the whole snitching thing, and he holds true to it. So then they told him, well, T.I. snitched. And he has a record coming out with T.I. He said, when did T.I. snitch?
When?
T.I., he's so stupid. Nobody knew about this. He went on, they talk too much. Everything is on social media. Everybody tells their whole business.
Did he?
He went on social media on some show and talked about how he was arrested for the gun charge. And he said his cousin died. He said they belong to his cousin. So he thought that wasn't snitching because his cousin is dead.
Oh,
so it's not like I'm snitching
and do nothing to him because he's not here anymore.
So T.I. was saying, in his opinion, that's not snitching. But dudes on the street say no, that's still snitching.
Because even then, his cousin could be connected to other people.
The bottom line is,
so don't say
you're
nothing
not supposed to talk to the
about
police at all.
He didn't even have to share that, did he?
He didn't even have to share that.
Oh.
So then Boosie said, why did he say that?
Talk a lot.
He talked to what in there, and he used big words all the time.
Whatever you like.
Always using big words and stuff.
Okay.
So he was saying, he said it, and Boosie said, why did he say that? He said, nah, the record's off.
Wow.
I can't do
that. He said about snitching.
But he said, I think he lying though. That's what he said. He said, I think he trolling. He can't be real. Boosie couldn't believe that he'd be that dumb to say that. He said he gotta be trolling.
Snitching on his dead cousin.
Yes. So that was the whole thing with Boosie saying that.
I think, well, here's the thing. I can kind of see how he would think it is.
Okay.
But dude, you need to continue the music thing because that don't mess up that vibe and that music gig that you guys can possibly have going on that can do well for you.
Well, it says
he
here,
told him his dead cousin.
It says Boosie felt as though T.I. crossed the line if he actually did what he said. If he did that, you're an effing rat too, he said. I don't spare no MFs. If you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're a rat. I totally agree with him.
But did T.I. say that about his cousin to get off?
Yeah, he said it.
Oh, it was a deal that was given to him. It wasn't that he just shared that information that wasn't really needed.
He said in order for him to get out of that charge, he had to put it on somebody else.
Okay.
So he put it on his dead cousin.
Okay, because otherwise he would have to take the fall.
He would take the fall. But I agree with Boosie. You're a liar. You know what I'm saying? You cooperating, and your cousin ain't had nothing to do with that. You just lied on your cousin's name.
Oh.
So and he talking about T.I. said my cousin would want me to do it if he was alive.
I guess for me, okay, I'm seeing this a different way now.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, if they're not a part of it, then that's not considered snitching. Like Agnes and the next door neighbor, or your grandmother who don't know nothing. But for some reason for this, because I do understand the snitching is a really serious thing, especially when you end up in jail. Because the word gets out,
right?
He came here. He must not have said nothing because now he got to do time. For me, T.I. is at another level though. Like Snoop. It's like Snoop saying something.
Okay, so these
are famous names. Like they probably don't give a care that Boosie don't want to be with him.
Right. Well, nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How strongly Boosie feels about it.
Right.
T.I. has his millions. I don't care.
That's why I said I led off by saying this generation don't care about snitching.
Oh, that's
the
why
fact that he would even say that he put it on his dead cousin.
That he know nobody.
It means he knows nobody cares about it, and they still gonna listen to his music.
Got it. Because he got TV shows, he got reality shows, he got cooking shows, he got another show coming out. Boosie, where you can stay true to the game, my brother, but sorry.
Where it says Boosie is he's still street. He's still hood.
Well, then he can stay in the streets.
Right. Well, he got his fan base. They follow him.
Don't care.
So somebody said
as high as T.I.
No. Somebody said black men love to hate each other for nothing. Laughing out loud. Yeah. And then somebody said T.I. been snitched since forever.
Thank you.
Well, we've always heard that.
We always heard that. So he just don't want to be associated with him. Because he is a snitcher.
Somebody said T.I. is the one that started the trend by snitching in hip hop in the first place. He was in Crime Stoppers commercial after he was caught in a gun case. That's true. They made him do a Crime Stopper commercial. Yeah. What hood dude gonna do a Crime Stopper commercial?
Yeah.
So T.I. been gone a long time ago.
Getting paid. That's what I'm saying. Boosie all of a sudden going,
So all the guys called Boosie, the dudes from the street, and said, if you do a album with T.I., you done. So Boosie can't do it. He can't do it
because his rep would be messed up.
Right. So then T.I. decided, and because he got to say something back. He can't never let nothing go. So he had to go on his Twitter or Instagram today, just before we came on this show, and say he upset with Boosie. If you had something to say, partner, you know he say partner. Everybody a partner. You could have called me on the phone. You didn't have to say all that. You
had to put me on blast
on the interview,
right?
And I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I stand 10 toes. I ain't never scared of nobody. All this. If any dude want to see me, they can see me. All this. So he's still trying to be hood. Okay. All of that.
Okay.
Everybody know who I am on the street. Everybody know who I am. You know, if you didn't understand what I did or whatever, he's still holding to that's not snitching.
Okay.
Well, then in that case, then put everything on the dead partner then. Everybody could just put something on the dead partner.
Somebody that died.
The guy got shot by the police. It's him.
That is his gun. That was his drugs. That was his
whatever.
Stupid. Okay.
All right. So
but I get it. Boosie had to step away.
Wendy said ignorant. He's so ghetto. God must shake head at these silly standards we set. Yes. Just stupid.
Because your rep is so big that you would mess up I guess it doesn't matter to him, because if he's not real good friends with T.I.,
it don't matter.
It don't matter. His rep is bigger than T.I., the business with T.I.
Yes. And I don't know if you remember why they got together in the first place. Mm-mm. If you remember the story with Charleston White. If y'all remember Charleston White is the ex street guy who ruffles everybody's feathers. Remember I said he said T.I.'s son was ugly?
Yes.
And Boosie's son was ugly.
Him. Okay. This Negro.
And that's when Boosie and T.I. got together to go after Charleston White. That's how they developed the friendship. Exactly. Okay. So they not real friends, like you said.
Yeah. Okay.
Stupid. Just stupid. Okay.
All right.
Da Brat reveals she's pregnant at 48.
So you told me her partner had babies already.
She was already married.
So
and has
Da Brat
kids.
figured, I'm going to carry this one.
She says, I thought it wasn't in the cards for me. The beloved rapper opens up to people about expecting with her wife, Jessica Judy Harris Dupart.
I wonder who they got the sperm from. Just some
She'll never tell, probably. Da Brat is ready to reveal the bump. The hit funkified rapper and wife Jessica Judy Harris expecting a baby. The couple tells people exclusively in this week's issue. It's been quite a journey, says Da Brat, who admits that at 48, there's a lot of stuff we've learned about women over the age of 40. The couple's road to motherhood started around the time they said I do, back in February last year. Mm-hmm. Harris, 41, is the CEO of Kaleidoscope Hair Products and was in the midst of launching a new line inspired by Da Brat and her iconic braids, protective hairstyles. Mm. It started as a joke. We were extending our family, she says, of the tongue-in-cheek marketing tagline. But then we got a huge response. It was like, oh my God, do we want to actually have kids? And if we do, girl, we better hurry up.
Because how many kids does her friend have?
She has 3. She has 3.
Ooh, okay.
But they grown. Her kids is grown.
Oh, okay.
Harris is already a mother of 3 in a prior relationship. Mm-hmm. Da Brat's kids weren't ever really a part of the plan. I never thought I was going to have kids. I just thought it wasn't in the cards for me. I've had a great career, a full life, and I feel like because I didn't get pregnant earlier, then it just wasn't going to happen for me. That's kind of how I am, because I didn't have any, you know what I'm saying? After a certain point, you just like, okay, it's just not going to happen. Move on, get a dog or a cat or something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, until she met Harris, I started looking at life so differently. Da Brat was like, I want a little me with you. Something special from both of us that we can share and raise and love unconditionally. Mm-hmm. That's the part that make you want, like, I do wish I could still have them.
I don't.
No, I'm saying when you meet, you know what I'm saying? You have somebody.
When you meet somebody.
Yeah, you want to share that with them.
But some people still, they meet somebody and that's more important to them than having children. Especially now that people are meeting at older ages. Mm-hmm. You know, because a lady in our community.
Or some people already have their kids.
She's 80. And she has a boyfriend who lives 2 blocks away from her. Mm-hmm. And she has no kids.
She has no kids.
And she's dating.
Did we ask her if he had any kids? We didn't ask her.
I bet she's never been married.
I bet you he has kids. They 60-some years old.
He could have kids, more than likely.
The man is 80. He probably got 60-year-old.
Yeah, and I was surprised that she still got it going on.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends.
And I asked her, did she ever want kids? She said no.
She said no. And the Brad, I'm surprised this wanting to, like you said, that her wife had children. Why her wife didn't want to carry them again, and the Brad would think, I'm getting a little older.
Right.
I don't know if I'm healthy or physically able to carry a child. Yeah. So I'm surprised that she's carrying the child.
Yeah, at 48. Or you could just get a surrogate.
That's true. A lot of people are doing that too. Okay,
so let's see what people are saying. Wendy says, Charleston White is nothing but a buffoon.
Okay.
And then she's saying congrats. So that's probably to the brat.
Congrats
you all never,
to the brat.
Oh, Wendy said you all never wanted any kids. She's asking a question mark. You never wanted any kids. I did at one time.
Oh, really?
But I was married.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah. And then even after that,
you
meet somebody,
had children after that. Okay. I never did. I never wanted.
No.
I would always in my younger days, I would help my friends who had kids.
Right.
We would take them, pick them up, keep them for the weekend,
and we would
just keep everybody else's children.
And we were just talking about that because my mom has a friend, and she brought over her grandson. And he was running through here, and I thought to myself, I can only take that for about a good 2 hours.
Or even a day or two. If we had to keep him for the week. Onion, remember? Onion came over.
Oh, God, no. And Mama had to give him some candy to put him down a little bit.
Too old now.
And their hands is nasty. They mess up everything. No. Remember my friend, and she watching this, probably Tanya, when her kids was little, they came over. And when they got up from the table. No, this was at our house. When they got up from the table, Norman was eating a donut. That donut was all over everywhere.
Everywhere. And I'm sitting there going, I'm the kind of mom who would have the cloth behind them as they're walking.
Yes.
I would be behind them like a shadow, cleaning up everything.
And I was watching him with his hands all on the walls. I was like, I couldn't have no kid. And Tanya had to clean it up.
She's used to
y'all moms are used to that. Y'all run behind these kids.
Especially you moms who have a lot of kids.
And moms who are good moms. Yes. I ain't talking about y'all moms that just sit around and
neglect.
That watch soap operas all day and do nothing.
I was keeping one of my friends' kids.
I was babysitting. And you know how kids go outside. Black people say that you got that outside smell.
Like outdoors.
Every time he came in, a little boy, he smelled like outside.
And you washed his
So
head
I made him take a bath. In the afternoon. I washed his head about him.
You always wash my head.
He was so clean. He was like, every time he came in the house, he got clean. And he remembered that I made him take a bath every single time.
And remember, we had what's her name's kids? They were little, and we for some reason, as a not so smart babysitter, had laid them on the bed, and they were a baby. I kind of had to been 7 months. Boom! I hear boom. Why did I not put pillows or?
Oh, she just put the baby on the bed and he fell off.
Laid him on a pillow. And then all of a sudden I hear boom.
And he fell off the bed.
Thank God he didn't cry.
And then you had your one friend's child. You had your one friend's child and the baby was crying all day.
If you watching Ardella, if you watching this show, I had the little man. I kept him all that day.
All day. And he was crying.
I said, what is wrong with him? I gave him something to eat and his milk.
He cried the whole day.
And I took him home. He's crying. And she picked him up. She said, did you not change his diaper? He's been wet all day. I said, I forget.
That's why he was crying.
I was so embarrassed.
Yes. So no, we're not.
Said, that's why he was crying. She said, girl, okay.
Wendy says, Lenora, what was the reason you didn't want any kids?
I just didn't want them. I don't know why. I never had a desire to have
You
children.
never had a desire. Which is good because you're out of the age now where you can. So it's good you never had it. And the same thing with pets. They're fun to look at them. Our cousin brought her little dog over. He dookied in the.
He laid a turd in every room.
In almost every room.
And I had a basket of gifts that I was going to give this one lady and her baby. My theme was socks, and it had little animals in there.
He jumped up on the couch, grabbed
it out of the basket, and all you
saw was his head doing this.
Take that little dog back and give it to a baby. He had his mouth all on it and was fighting with you when you tried to take it.
And our cousin was laughing. I said, "It's like a kid."
Yeah.
So people treat their animals like kids too.
Mm-hmm. We've had animals.
So we're debating, but
I felt good. For a part of me felt good meeting that lady. She was on our welcome committee to the neighborhood, and a part of me felt because she's 80, with not married,
never been married.
She had her boyfriend,
and
talking about
and no kids,
and
she seemed content.
She said, "I never wanted to have children."
I feel like as long as you're happy with your life, it doesn't matter. Just like people can talk about people who have a lot of kids, just leave people alone.
I know.
If you have a lot of kids and you content, you happy,
you can take
care of them, and you good, and your family is great, then have a lot of kids.
Yep.
So I just feel like that. So congratulations to the brat, I guess.
And this
you never did think of the brat with having kids. So she's right. So
I felt like she was always the tomboy.
Yeah.
And not go sitting back and get pregnant.
Yeah.
I thought her wife would be the one that would carry the baby.
Yeah, and I think her life is gonna change now after having this child.
Yeah, it is.
But her dogs are like her kids. If you notice, the brat treats her dogs like kids.
Let's see how that's gonna be competition.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Wendy says it's how you train them. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all in the same thing with kids.
It's
how you raise them.
Okay.
So congratulations to the brat. And
has she been talking about this on the show that she's on?
I don't know. It's in People magazine.
Okay.
She got a news spread. See, these are the pictures with her. And she far along too.
I know.
So there you go. I don't know who the father is. I don't know if they know who the father is. We don't know if it was artificially inseminated. Right. We don't know if she really did it with somebody. Way, yeah. We don't know nothing.
That's true.
And it ain't none of our business.
Maybe her article gets a little personal. I don't know.
If she wants to. Okay, here's this article. I'm a trans woman of color in an all-male prison. I had to sue the state to get gender-affirming care behind bars. Now I want to see what people think about this. I went to prison at 21 years old as a transgender woman. In the all-male prison, I couldn't get hormone replacement treatment, and the workers abused me. I sued the Georgia Department of Corrections and won my right to hormones and laser hair removal. Having witnessed my mother's murder at 6, I grew up as a ward of the state of Maryland and had a traumatic, painful childhood full of abuse and disappointment. At 17, I ran away to Georgia and did, whatever. Something I'd done since I was 14. Eventually, I found myself facing felony charges and was sentenced to 14 years in prison for conduct that occurred when I was 19. I entered the Georgia prison system as a 21-year-old trans woman of color. I had to fight for my medical rights behind bars. I didn't know I had it in me, but my experiences and my eventual victory within the Georgia Department of Corrections were pivotal in showing me just how much strength and potential I have. So here's the thing. Listen. What do you think about this? When you go to prison, first of all,
she said she won her case, right?
First of all, you put a transgender female in a prison with men, and the person, they look like a woman. And do you allow them to continue on to becoming a woman physically in a male prison?
I don't know, because
that's why they didn't allow her.
Asking about put the man who's transgender into a woman in a female prison,
and that's what they were saying that they.
I mean, a female transgendering to a male,
but that's why they didn't allow her to continue on with the hormones because you would become more feminine
in a male environment.
In a male environment, and then also, who's paying for that? The taxpayers.
Right.
Because you in prison.
Because I know they were saying with the government didn't want to pay for those types of surgeries. So I don't know.
So y'all tell us what y'all think about that.
But I need to understand what did he win? What did she win?
She won to be able to continue to do the hormone and laser removal for hair. and while being in the prison.
Oh, in the male prison.
In the male prison.
Okay.
And to me, looking at this picture, you look like that in a man prison.
I feel like that's danger for her. Sorry. Because you got some men that are already in there who may not be as far as the direction that you're going, but they have feminine ways.
This is my opinion.
They become the female of the male partners in prison.
I don't think that, first of all,
and she admitted that she used her sexual whatever to make money.
Yeah.
So
this is my opinion.
She's gonna be doing that in prison.
I feel like first of all, it should be a separate prison for people that are transgender. Mm-hmm. It don't have to be a separate prison, but a separate holding area. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't even be separate area
like they do famous people.
Yes, they shouldn't even be mixed in with the general public.
The general public.
All of them should be housed together. That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to continue on with, here's the part. Now this is a good one. This is what y'all saying here. Wendy says it was artificial, but would not name the donor. She's talking about the brat. Kiki says you may feel that way about kids, but when you have your own, it becomes natural about us having kids. And then Emerald says, I kind of don't want to touch this one, ladies. This is why I'm going to say this.
I don't either.
And Wendy says
I don't
dangerous.
even know what to say.
Let me tell you why I'm saying this.
I'm just saying it's going to be dangerous.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
She's there.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a weird situation because if you get picked up and you're transgender and you're going through hormones and all of that, the taxpayer has to pay for that. Once you become a ward of the state, we have to pay for that.
You're in prison. Mm-hmm.
So,
because our taxes pay for them.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So now it comes the point of, are we what other things do we pay for criminals? So if that's how I look at it, guys.
But you said
if there's other things of other criminals that we pay for, then throw that in there too.
How is it that she won her case?
Because they're saying that I guess they're saying that she was right. If that's what she was going through, should continue that. In other words, if I was on drugs, if I'm hooked on drugs and I get arrested for a crime and I go to prison, I'm pretty sure, don't we pay for the person to keep getting counseling and all that stuff to get off drugs?
I don't know.
Or whatever medicines they have to take, or shots, or if somebody has a heart condition and you get
or a female who's having a baby.
We have to pay for that.
Have to pay for her baby.
So that's how I feel. That's why I was torn between it. Mm-hmm. But if we paying for somebody's postnatal care and we're paying for somebody who had a heart attack, I think Richard Speck or somebody had a heart attack,
right?
And we had to pay for his
taxpayers' money is already paying for certain things anyway.
That's probably why she won. That's why she won.
We're probably going to see this happen even more often, unfortunately. But I'm surprised that the case. I guess they're treating her hormone treatments and things like that similar to the
any other medical.
But then, isn't that contradicting? That for me, how is it that the law is covering her for a choice that she's making? It's not it's not a live or die situation. She won't die if she don't get those pills to turn her into a woman.
But what if I'm pregnant? What if I get pregnant and I get arrested and I want to have an abortion in prison? The government will pay for it. See?
Well, they probably would for that because...
See? So it's all the same. So this is a touchy. This is a weird one.
But I feel bad for her because you would think that she would be trying to go to a female prison.
They won't let you in a female prison if you're born male.
Yes, you're gonna be the beautiful woman for those men.
But that's why you should be in a separate. But that's why you shouldn't be in the same.
That's not gonna happen.
Holding tank.
That's not gonna happen
because they can't and they're not gonna be able to protect her like that.
No.
So to me, they should have them in their own section if they're gonna go to prison. If they don't already.
And I even see on the episode, one of the episodes that I was watching with the whole law, the whole prison ward thing, because we know some of us who have not been have talked to people who have.
Yeah.
The female jail prisons, unfortunately, the male security guards.
Oh, they do stuff
abuse
too.
Them.
Some of
and
them
sexually violate them.
Some of them do.
So a lot of stuff
goes on
in these prisons, and I feel bad for her.
Wendy says she had fibroids removed in an operation on her uterus to do it. So that must be the brat. And then she says her mental health is the reason. And she says not anymore on abortions. Okay, so they don't pay for it anymore in every state, or is it just
it would
certain
make
states?
sense that they wouldn't, especially with the law changing now.
So that's a touchy one, y'all. I think we're gonna see more of these cases coming on. I think we're gonna see more of these cases.
Your suggestion just that she be put in a private area, away from the general public.
Whether we pay for the hormone treatment or not, I don't think that she should be in the general public area anyway. Treat her like a celebrity. Put her in their own,
Okay.
I saw this story on a couple of places, so that's the only reason why I'm talking about it. An 85-year-old Florida woman was killed by a 10-foot-long alligator while attempting to save her dog.
Oh, Lord.
Now, we just talked about having kids, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And talked about how people treat their animals like kids.
Like a child.
Would you fight an alligator for your dog?
How did this dog get in the way of the alligator?
An elderly Florida woman was killed by a 10-foot-long alligator as she attempted to save her dog while taking a walk around her retirement community.
Oh.
All right. Remember that, Mom. They said alligator.
The 80, if she's on her scooter, she ain't got to worry.
And he drove her in the water.
Oh, you saw it?
No, I heard it. She drove the alligator, drove her in the water.
Wow. An 85-year-old who has not yet been publicly named was reportedly attacked outside of a Spanish Lakes Fairways retirement community. You can't even go to a retirement community
with alligators nearby.
Residents told the outlet that the victim was walking her dog when the reptile suddenly lunged out of the water and grabbed the pooch. She tried to save the dog, but the pet was quickly dragged underwater. The dog somehow managed to survive.
And she gets killed.
However, its owner was ultimately killed by the alligator. The dog had the nerve to live, and he was dragged under the water.
Oh my gosh. I would have, you know what? I don't even know. I wouldn't go and try to help him. I wouldn't. I would have to pray.
I can't swim.
I know. I would have to pray. I would not go near that water. My little pooch I have to just give me another pooch. Oh.
The dog can swim.
Yeah, and she apparently she too.
And she's 85, so she could have had a heart attack or something.
Oh.
Alligator subdued by animal wrangler required 6 officers to carry it back off the pickup truck. Photos show Lily somehow subdued the gator, as well as other shots of officers assisting in carrying the reptile. Look at that thing. It ultimately took 6 people to load the alligator into the back of the pickup truck. 6 people.
600 to 700 pounds.
10 foot long, 600 to 700 pounds.
He tore that old lady up.
Meanwhile, the sheriff's office had to reportedly close several roads in the area as they launched an investigation into the woman's death. Ain't that something?
I honestly would have let the dog go.
Do you know how many alligators killed?
Because I don't want to die.
While gators are reportedly not an uncommon sight in the area, neighbors say they had never witnessed an attack like that before. However, it was at Park Lake in an area known Megan Lalore, whose owner decided not completely unhurt.
Walking her little doggy. Who would have thought that you're going to get
and he lunged out of the water
to take her little dog
and grabbed the dog and took the dog underwater. The dog survived.
The dog survived. So she went in after it.
She probably did.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Now, what if it was your child?
The alligator pulled her in.
My mother said the alligator pulled her in.
So the dog must have gotten away for the alligator to come back at the lady.
Yeah. And so he got that dog, the dog got away, so he figured, let me get her.
Oh, no.
He probably said, let me get the next thing.
Oh, no.
He got her.
And he got her.
But now that begs the question.
Here's the question.
If it was my child.
Here's the question.
Me and the alligator going to be fighting?
Don't they always go after little things? Mm-hmm. So we ain't have nothing to worry about.
You're not going to grab y'all.
They ain't going to go after
No, because they may try to take our foot off.
He'll size you up. I'm not pulling her into the water.
He may try to get our leg or something.
He got to pull you into the water.
You'd be like, she's 700 pounds. He might.
No, it's not worth it. I'll go get a bird or a squirrel or something. So that's the only
The
thing.
alligator be like,
I used to think that way about humans, and I don't think that way anymore. You know why? Because my boss, her daughter was like my size. And she went to the gas station, and these two guys tried to grab her and pull her in the car. And it was hard.
it was hard.
And she grabbed
It was rough.
and she got her gun, and they ran away.
Oh.
That's why they don't try to go after people like us.
Yeah.
But those guys did.
Yeah.
What made them think they could just
I guess
run up?
two of them did. That's why.
But
One guy wouldn't.
it was two of them.
Yeah, they figured both of us together can get her.
And especially
away.
especially if I become dead weight. Like if I don't try to fight and I just drop myself, now you gotta totally
and
get
see,
me
all
up.
the time they trying to lift you, they'll be caught.
See, it's not worth it. Get some skinny girl that's size 12 or 11 or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Aw.
I used to think that until my boss, they tried to get her daughter.
To her daughter.
And the only thing that saved her was they had a hard time, and it could have been because her weight, and she was able to reach in her car and get her gun.
Oh, wow. So you never know. No matter what
She was at a gas station. She
and
went.
you even think that he may size you up too.
And not in a bad part of town.
Okay.
Nice part of town. She went to like a 7-Eleven or something. It was night. And she wanted to get something, and people keep saying, don't go out like that, women. And she went out, and as she was getting in her car, they came up behind her and tried to grab her. Ooh. And she was kind of fighting them up. And I think because her size. Wow. They couldn't get her. They was trying to. And she reached in her car and grabbed her gun, and that's what saved her.
Wow. Is this something how she was carried it with her?
Yep. And they jumped in their van and went off.
Wow.
Okay. Wendy says some states about the abortion thing.
Okay.
I would try to throw something from a distance. That's what she's saying for the alligator.
Oh my God. I don't even know.
Emerald says y'all a mess. Kiki says, question, do us as taxpayers really want to pay for things like this? Talking about the transgender.
That's what I'm saying. If more of this happens, I think taxpayers are going to start speaking up.
Yep.
I'm sorry, sir, ma'am.
Yep.
And your sex transition.
Yeah.
We not paying for it.
And then Wendy says, how many siblings do you have? We have 2 other sisters.
Two half sisters.
2 half sisters. M. Perk says, what is up with Glorilla? I saw a short saying that she got her sold out. What happened? What are you saying, Perk? What is up with Glorilla? I saw a short saying they got her like she sold out. Tell me what you're talking about.
Yeah, we talked about them earlier.
I talked about no, not Glorilla.
We did mention Glorilla.
That was not today.
Week.
Oh, maybe last week. Yeah. Tell me what you're talking about, Perk. Her concert is sold out, or she sold out somebody, like snitched or something. Tell us what you're talking about. Okay. We got a little bit of time left. Michael B. Jordan says that Creed 3 is influenced by anime. Now, you guys, I only brought this up because you guys saw...
He was on The View today.
Here it is, Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
You guys saw on The View, Michael B. Jordan coming on there to talk about... he looked good on here, don't he? He said he had to build his body up. He had to build his body
at a
up.
level with to do the fighting with Jonathan.
Okay, and then he said that... this guy, Jonathan Majors, was talking about him? Or was he on there?
He wasn't on there.
But you said he been in a lot of movies.
He's been in at least 3 movies, and Creed is one of them.
Oh, of course, page not found. But yeah, I wanted to say this guy, well, forget it.
Jonathan?
Yeah, you said he's been in a lot of movies.
He's been in that one where he was a soldier.
He
was one in...
It's a lot of movies.
It's at least 3, if y'all can think of them. Other than Creed, he was in something. We saw it.
So I'm only bringing Creed up because I want to know
what is his name.
If he's in it. He was in Devotion, Lovecraft Country, The Harder They Fall, Ant-Man, Loki. Yeah, I remember him in Avengers. Yeah. The Five Bloods, The Last Black Man. What is that? I don't know what that is. Magazine Dreams, White Boy Rick, Jungle Land.
See, Devotion was the name. Was he flying in airplane?
Yeah, a lot of movies.
But recently, he's been in like 2 or 3. And Creed
that we've been seeing him.
Well, I saw him in what's the one we saw? I think he's in Ant-Man. There was another one.
It said Ant-Man, Avengers.
Avengers, yeah.
So that's him. Mm-hmm. He plays in a lot of stuff.
This movie is really putting him out there as far as more of a sex symbol than the other ones. He looked nerdy in some of the other movies.
And it's funny how they talking about how this Creed is. You know how I told you I listen to DDG, right? I watch DDG. Mm-hmm. And the latest with him and his girlfriend. I won't go into the whole big old thing about that. Okay. But his brother Dub, right?
Right.
When they was in Michigan, his best friend went to prison. Okay? Mm-hmm. And apparently he didn't snitch. This brings us all the way back to the snitching thing. And he took the time. Dub didn't have to go to jail. Oh. His friend took the time for all of them.
He did?
He didn't snitch.
How long did he go to jail?
Like 10 years or something.
Oh, wow.
So he just got out. And he came to California and he's been hanging with Dub and DDG and them.
Yeah.
Made me think of this Creed. This guy took, according to this storyline,
he owed him. That's my life. You living in that box as that boxer.
And every time I see his friend, I think, is this going to turn into a Creed?
I hope not. But he didn't go to jail it wasn't the same as DDG where that guy went to prison and took the fall for all of them.
He did.
I'm thinking, was there something with this one where he was angry?
No, he felt like you owe me.
Oh,
and that's
the
when
owe me syndrome.
And Michael B. Jordan's wife was like, you don't owe him anything.
Oh,
you helped him when he got out of prison.
Because their situation may not be the same as DDG.
No. So, but I'm saying,
but he did come back like you owe me kind of.
But you could tell Dub kind of feels like we kind of owe him.
They do. If he didn't snitch and he took 10 years in prison for them.
So they kind of helping him get his YouTube channel going.
Yes.
He got followers. He got like
he got
like over 10,000 like a day or something. They help because he DDG's friend.
Okay.
And so they promoting his channel.
That's nice.
And so Dub is saying, I want your channel to go get off so that you don't have to go back to what you was doing.
Yeah.
Make money on this.
Yeah, legally.
Yeah. And anytime you want to come up here, you can come up here. You can film with us.
So I guess they doing what you should be doing.
Right.
I took the fall for you guys.
Right.
I didn't snitch on y'all.
Right. But that's what this guy, Michael B. Jordan, did. But this guy didn't want that.
No.
He had an odd against him.
I gotta beat you.
He felt
in
like
the ring.
He felt like Michael B. Jordan took his career.
Yes.
He was supposed to be the heavyweight champion.
Exactly.
So now they fighting each other.
Yeah, they had to bring that up to make it more, because he was retiring.
He was done.
Yeah, he was done.
But then this guy comes out and in the way he's fighting is not good.
Yeah.
They showed him hitting people and knocking them out and hitting them again while they're down on it. It's like he's horrible.
Well, he came out of prison.
Yeah, he came out of prison.
No.
And Michael B. Jordan vouched for him. So he feels like if I wouldn't have vouched for him, he wouldn't be in this predicament.
Exactly.
So I have to come back and do something to rectify what I did. I unleashed this madness on the world and I got to do something.
I got to take care of it.
So I think we need to watch it. We need to watch it.
I didn't watch the first two.
Wendy says, what is up with, oh no, that's Perk. Perk says like she got her teeth fixed and it's not as real. Oh, yes.
So she have fake the bridge.
She got veneers. Because that's what I want to get. You see, I have all these spaces in my teeth.
But don't veneers make your mouth go out more?
You can get different ones now. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have those same type. Mm-hmm. And she looks better. Oh. I think I would look better with veneers.
Okay. Yeah. The teeth is all straight and
very nice smile. If I had them, I'd be smiling all the time.
What did our cousin get? Because she got rid of her.
She
gap.
got veneers.
We wish she kept her gap. Her
so
gap is her.
They probably saying
trademark
M Perk that she's not as hood as she used to be.
Oh,
since she got the nice smile. Yeah.
What hood means? You got crooked teeth?
You don't have money to pay for veneer.
Okay.
But she looks better now. Okay. So that's what that is.
Okay.
So that could be true. Wendy says the harder they fall. He's a big star, this guy. Mm-hmm. Look at his cover on Vanity magazine. Where's the, let me see.
With the muscles.
Oh, you saw it? Mm-hmm. Oh, look at Wendy. All right, Wendy, you sitting up here checking out these
really
guys.
Nice. That's why Michael B. Jordan said he had to get back to, because he was built up in Black Panther.
Who?
Michael B. Jordan.
Where is it at? You saw the cover?
It was in when you were doing something earlier. And
oh man, it's not this, right?
Say Vanity magazine. That's Vanity Fair.
It's Vanity magazine.
I think. I thought it was Illustrated. Was it I thought it was another magazine, Sports Illustrated or something.
It must be because it's not on this.
I don't think it's Vanity.
Why don't I just do magazine? Now she got me wanting to see what he looked like. Oh, Ebony? Is it Ebony?
I think Men's Health is one of them.
What's this Ebony one? Oh, what's this one? Okay. I don't like that.
That 6-pack.
I like 6-pack, but I don't like when it's too ruffled. Let me see this. Where we look at this man? Okay. All right. You trying to look sexy. Oh, here's Men's Health.
Same thing. It's a different look.
Yeah, that's better. All right. I don't think he's good looking, but he has a nice body. I don't think he's good looking though. What do you think?
Not really. He's average.
Yeah, I don't think I like different type of look. I like dark men.
Darker.
He's not light, but he's not dark.
Okay.
Is she talking about this one? Oh no, that is that one. That's the one you talk about on Ebony. Everybody was talking about that. About that magazine cover. What do you think about that magazine cover?
What about it?
People been talking about it. Oh yeah, see, that's the one Wendy sent. She said, check your phone. Yeah, they've been talking about it. It looks kind of girly looking. You ain't gonna be able to see it now. Well, maybe. Hold on.
People are calling this photo of Jonathan Majors
emasculating. It looks girly looking. I don't know. You know what? I was reading different people's perspective. Some people are like you in the 70s. That's how guys dressed.
No.
They didn't dress like that in the 70s and stuff.
They wore the boots, but not that jacket.
But they didn't dress kind of girly like. Yes, they did.
But not, a lot of the actors didn't.
No, the musicians.
Rick James would have wore that.
No, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. The musicians wore that.
Yeah, they did. They were more risque.
So I think, guys, it's nothing new under the sun.
But I think what makes, if it was just that first pose, the second one is like he's kissing.
Yeah.
That to me
is
kind of
You know what?
girly.
The first pose, he looks like the guys in the 70s that wore.
Me just throw this jacket on and
I'm cool.
That
but yet,
second one is crossing your legs and going.
Yeah, you kind of
look, dude. You need to do the second
girly on that one.
Yeah, leave that one alone.
Yeah.
You would have gotten away with just the first pose.
The first one, he looks like, okay, I'm being sexy. I'm kind of girly looking.
Yeah, but I'm still a man. It's like when men wear pink.
Yeah, like Cameron and them.
But
the second one,
his legs and kissing like.
That looks a little feminine.
Yeah, you look like.
But I think that's what he's going for.
Is he?
The cover is pink.
But you don't have to kiss in the air.
Let me see. Bell bottom platforms. That's what Wendy said.
Yeah.
No big deal.
But the boots I like are pants.
Those are pants, aren't those?
It's got a shoe with it.
That's different.
Those are nice.
I wouldn't want my man wearing them.
And see about a man.
Those are heels.
A gay man looking at this. How would he respond?
Okay, so then everybody throw this out. Prince. But Prince wouldn't pose like that second pose.
He wouldn't kiss like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he would.
Prince wore lingerie.
Like Prince is accepted to be like to pose this way.
See, so
with
I
his
don't
ruffled
care.
shirts and.
Put it this way. I don't care. I don't care if men dress feminine. I don't want you. But somebody does.
And they figure
it's somebody for everybody.
So
yeah.
Okay.
And he don't want me. So we good.
Okay.
All right, so as long as Wendy says he's a celebrity. Yeah.
He could get away with it.
A guy walking down the street or going to his job like that. No, acting weird.
Tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only 8 minutes over, literally.
Oh,
you literally shut down at 1 hour.
I didn't have a nap today.
Are you the person at your job when it's 5 minutes to get off? You start getting antsy.
What do you mean 5 minutes to get off?
At your job, you get off at 5 and it's 4:45.
I'll just leave.
No, if you're supposed to leave at 5.
I would probably go and chill somewhere else in the washroom.
Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy says they dressed him. You know they did. Always believe. Mm-hmm. Don't forget this Friday, we're going to do a show where y'all can come in.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing everybody. We're only doing the people that we talk to all the time. You know who you are.
Right.
If some Joe Blow pops up and tries to get in, we're not letting him in.
And we'll see, too, because there's a number of you that do talk. So we may have to do a few.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then get the other.
But we feel like every Friday we'll do that type of show.
Okay.
And see how it goes, y'all. Right? So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See you later.